Well, good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful Sunday morning here in West Tennessee. Cool, kind of mid-20s. Looks like we're going to have about those same temperatures again tonight and tomorrow morning. And then we're going to be, at least for the kind of long range forecast or 2-week, whatever, no freezing temperatures in the forecast after tonight. So it's going to start to feel a lot more like spring again. But yeah, we need to get some stuff done. Let's get after it. All right, Smokey, I know you're hungry. There you go. We've got a cow down there. She is not supposed to be there. We'll have to figure out what has happened there. I don't know. Yeah, cool this morning. We just kind of set the table for what we got going on today. We were gone all day yesterday, left at 6 a.m., got home 9 p.m., softball tournament all day, so we did get our morning feeding done by daylight. Even put out a couple of rolls of hay because I knew they were about out. Thankfully, we got good lights on the Kubota. Got home last night and, well, I guess just fed the steers, feeder steers and Smokey. But, of course, didn't get anything else done, so we're kind of play catch up on odds and ends today. Let me see who this is. If it's number 70, it is not. It's number 72, so she is one that is still yet to calve. A little bit of sad news. We did have a stillborn calf. Found it early this morning. Actually, before I even came down here to the barn, I could tell by where the cow was. It's like, she must be there with the calf. She wasn't anywhere near where we're feeding hay, and yeah, everything looked fine. Big, nice calf, but just not alive. So that happens. It sucks, but yeah, we'll see if we can figure out if she is calved, potentially. Heck, let me check my list. So yes, number 72 there has not calved. Or at least she's not on our list, so she might have calved since yesterday. We'll have to check on that. But yeah, she somewhere got across the cross fence. So we're gonna do a little investigating, but we'll do some feeding first. And Smokey, I kind of get a kick out of this. She's always super eager to eat this feed as it's coming out of the bin, which is good. We're slowly cutting back her milk replacer ration. But we keep this feed out for her all the time, right over here. A little pan, and so she has free choice access to it 24 hours a day right there. So, but she always seems intrigued by when we're actually getting it out of the bin. She'll sit there and munch on it, which is fine. So the more she'll eat of that, the better. But you got milk right now. If you prefer that over milk, maybe we'll quit giving you milk replacer at all. All right, not quite yet. Probably over the next couple of weeks, we'll have her pretty close to being just on a non-milk feed. There she goes. Okay, so that cow's back where she should be. Here she is probably calved, so we'll go on another one of those search missions. There's a calf laying by a feeder right there. That could potentially be a new one. Doesn't explain why she got into the wrong pasture, so we'll get out there. If that is not her calf, we'll right along this cross fence. That's happened, but already once or twice this year where they've calved right along that fence and the calf's gotten under it and into the wrong pasture, which won't be too big of a deal. The cross fence is in enough of shambles there in a few spots that clearly it's not too big of a deal for them to get into the wrong one. But whew, it's chilly this morning. Now we're getting up into the mid 40s, so yeah, hope it does that. That's about the same temperatures we had yesterday at softball field, but the wind blew non-stop. My kids, I don't know, maybe myself, face is just red, just wind burnt. But anyway, looking forward to spring. What's today's date? Today is the 19th, so we got, 2 more days of winter? 2, 3, something like that. And looks like our temperatures are gonna change to spring-like right on time, which we've already had like our false spring or two, which we always do that. We go through like winter, and then our fall spring, then our second winter, and then our real spring comes, which real spring is about to turn into the pollinating, when we all just turn yellow for like, what, 3 or 4 weeks. But anyway, we'll quit complaining. These boys looking good. We've got 2 weeks from tomorrow, 2 of them go to be butchered. So sorry for the bad news this morning, boys. And no, the calf lamb by that ring was not a brand new one. So there was just one laying in a warm spot. So our investigation continues. So there's that cow. So I believe she may be giving herself away, or at least her baby away. Right over there and see if we can find anything. But obviously if we can find her calf, we'll get it brought back over here into this appropriate pasture to her, or we may just let her back in that pasture, because you know that's not where we want her to be. It's not too big of a deal. Whew. Tell you what, the wind, I was talking about how bad it was yesterday, it's blowing a little bit this morning. And riding around on that side-by-side, if I was gonna do that much longer, I'd be going to put some more clothes on, at least more gloves. My fingers are little icicles right now. Well, this day is going splendidly. Riding around out here looking for the calf, and yeah. So, always something. Until I can't find a calf. No need to really panic at this point. But with our recent luck with disappearing calves, and we had one stillborn this morning, would be really reassuring to put our eyes on a live calf and say, ha, see there, things are back as they should be. But I don't know where that cow, I'm still convinced the calf is probably in this other pasture. That's where she was showing the most attention, but I'm not certain of that. And now we've got to go, I don't know what we're gonna do with this thing. You can see the barn's way over there. We're not terribly far, but we're not terribly close either. I don't know if I can limp this thing back. It's probably not a good idea. But it wouldn't be the first bad decision I've ever made. See if we can get that thing to take air, get it back on the rim. Well, something has gone relatively well. Got it back up here, got it jacked up to get some weight off of it, and you actually didn't need to use the strap, just pulled the tire over, got it to take air. So, hey, small victories. Got one little thing to go our way, which is good, because my next task for today is to go down to the other farms like we did a week ago and finish checking the rest of the fences. Especially because, I guess, exciting news, I don't think I mentioned this earlier. I'm getting old, I can't remember what I've discussed, what I hadn't. We did make a deal yesterday to purchase some heifers. They should be arriving by the end of the week, and so I need to get the rest of my fences checked down there. Now the reality is we moved those calves 4 or 5 days ago that we already got down there, our weaned calves. So they're in our pasture right now that we haven't checked all the fences, not in just the last couple of months. So, but those calves know us pretty well. We feel like not a huge risk to get out. Which this group of heifers we're buying are really calm and gentle. So, but yeah, do want to go ahead and that's a lot of money we're investing in them to get everything checked out. So, but my point is we needed the pioneers so that we could go and check everything. Okay, so a few of these calves got trapped up there in another little pasture. They missed the gate when they were coming this way, but that's annoying, but not a big deal. So it looks like we got 18 of them here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, 18. So there better be 12 up there. Well, the GoPro battery died, so I apologize. I'm filming with the phone now, so audio may not be as good, but we'll be back home in just a bit. We're gonna check these fences. If we find anything interesting, we can film it with the phone. Yeah, I've been carrying an extra battery with me here recently, and of course today, the one day First time in probably a month that I haven't carried an extra battery. It goes dead. But camera's been outside with me all morning. So it's in the 20s. It's probably up into the 30s by now, but I guess that cold weather just zapped it. So anyway, we're gonna ride around these fences. Hopefully we won't find too much that needs to be found. Okay, good news. We're back at the Jeep, loaded up. A couple of minor spots, nothing major at all, thankfully. So good Lord's watching out for us down here on this farm. So yeah, turning into a nice day. Still a little cool, but warming up. Yeah, we're ready for those heifers to be arriving into this week. We got a few more things to do. We'll get home, get a new battery in the GoPro, quit filming with this phone. Okay, good news. We're back at the Jeep, loaded up. A couple of minor spots, nothing major at all, thankfully. So good Lord's watching out for us down here on this farm. So yeah, turning into a nice day. Still a little cool, but warming up. Yeah, we're ready for those heifers to be arriving into this week. We got a few more things to do. We'll get home, get a new battery in the GoPro, quit filming with this phone. It's now 2 o'clock, but it is just refused to warm up today. The wind just cut right through you. Woo, but our mystery of the missing calf, the newborn calf from, I guess about a week and a half ago, has come to a sad end. We won't show anything graphic by any means. YouTube wouldn't like that, but right there, I noticed it just a little while ago. We're gonna get it out. But yeah, right here on this levee right beside the ponds where the cow was here bawling, clearly in distress that morning. And of course there was zero sign of the calf. So the most likely, or explanation all along was the calf had to have gotten in the pond. That was really the only logical explanation. But I know a lot of people have asked me, messaged me since that video was published, have you found anything? Have you found anything? How could this be? But yeah, mystery solved. I was talking to my dad about it, and yeah, reality, of course, a newborn like that doesn't have a functioning gut yet, really no bacteria there, and so the bacteria that would normally produce those gases to allow it to float. Also, it's been, it's winter time, even though it's been relatively warm. It's been, not counting the last couple of days, been cool enough that process has taken a little while. So anyway, we're gonna get the body out of the pond and move on. Yeah, sad ending, but at least now, whether you want to call it closure or just, we no longer have just that mind-boggling mystery out there. So anyway, and another kind of, I guess, sort of issue or negative comment that we want to get out in front of is, and I know most of our viewers are much better, much more understanding than this, but the question of, well, you shouldn't be allowing your cows to calve, around a pond or whatever. Well, okay, all of our pastures pretty much contain a pond, a creek, gullies, all sorts of natural potential hazards. There's virtually no way to avoid that other than calving indoors, which presents a whole nother, set of concerns. And I can give you 100 reasons why we don't calve indoors. It being sanitary is probably the biggest one. But anyway, we've never had a newborn do this. The next one to be born may do the same thing. I mean, that's the reality. But it's not a hazard that we typically think of. I've had them fall off in gullies and in sinkholes and places like that, as newborns. And that's just something you have to watch for. Unfortunately, this cow just made a really poor decision in where she laid down to have this calf. If she had had it another 15, 20 feet, the other direction, by the time the calf stood up and got its bearings and figured out how to walk, it would probably never happen. But it was just a perfect storm of bad decision making. And again, I'm not going to show you. You don't need to see the calf. Well, it's perfectly intact. Been cold in the water since it's happened, but obviously, as luck would have it, it is a heifer calf. We know for certain it is that calf too, because A, that's the only one we're missing, and B, there was a Hereford cow that we had bought bred to a Brahma bull, so it was that very unique characteristic F1 calf. But yeah, the unlucky part of that, you know, beyond just the obvious that we lost a calf, is that is a heifer calf. F1 heifers much more valuable than F1 bull calves. So yeah, it's just the way it goes. When it rains it pours sometimes, but we move on. Okay, you can see the haystack in the barn is getting shorter and shorter. So we just moved a bunch of hay out here. That roll, I don't know if it has any wrap on it still, but I've just about decided we're gonna finish feeding whatever little bit of hay we feed, probably using the bale unroller, or we're gonna take a couple of rolls up the road in preparation for those heifers arriving later this week. There's plenty of grass on some of those pastures, obviously where the weaned calves are, but when we get those heifers in, we'll probably leave them in that one smaller pasture where those weaned calves spend all winter, at least overnight, and then the next morning move them to grass, just give them a chance to get settled in. But yeah, what little bit of hay we still feed here at home, we're just gonna feed a bale or two every day with the bale unroller, or at least that's my plan as of right now. So we put out 2 rolls early yesterday morning. They have not quite cleaned those up, so I'd like for them to work on those just a little more, and then we'll let them out. And I should say this, probably the biggest thing, I'm gonna move them out of this pasture. Not really, it's really not too muddy at all right now, but get some benefits. Kind of my plan all along, if it did get too muddy, was we would just move them back over into our next pasture. Still the hills and ridges, it's not our creek bottoms with the fescue. So there's really not anything to graze back there yet. It's mostly warm season grasses in that pasture. 2, the horses and the donkeys have been in there all winter. You know, pretty much the pasture the donkeys stay in just about year round. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Again, I keep forgetting my point I'm getting to. We can unroll the hay back there, where we can help, you know, just build up the soils, spread that grass seed, that manure out on some of those pastures, where, I mean, frankly, it just needs it. We put a lot of manure, just organic matter on those hillsides right here where all that dirt was panned off to build the arena. So that is nice, but yeah, we want to do the same thing back there in the back. Okay, we're gonna see if we can get everybody to go ahead and move back here into this pasture, which, as you can probably appreciate, really not even grazing. So we got a roll of hay we're gonna take for them. Where this will be frustrating and annoying is the calves. See, the cows are gonna have it figured out, but reality is for almost all these calves, it's their first time ever leaving this pasture. So first time going through a gate, they don't have the slightest clue what's going on here. To them, the entire planet has been this small pasture right here for the last, some of them just few days to some of them few weeks of their life. But anyway, we'll see if we can get everybody moved. Okay, a cow of death there. The last cow to go through, but then her calf's right there with her, and I'm not gonna bother him. Y'all need to go on because I need to come that way. Hey, I'm not bothering him. Okay. Then we got these 4 calves that all missed the gate. And so now they're gonna be running up and down that fence row because their moms are going that way. Again, reality is they can find plenty of spots to get out of this pasture and in there with their mom because fences aren't great. We'll leave the gate open for just another minute while we go and roll this hay, essentially. We also have a couple of calves up there around the feeder, so anyway, we're not gonna worry too much about that. We're gonna go and roll this bale of hay. So they were interested in this roll of hay, so that's good. When we get back to the barn, we'll go ahead and load another one up on the unroller that we'll probably bring back here in the morning. All those calves are coming around that cross fence. There's a bad spot. You may see the tree that's on it. They'll find their way in here. If not, we'll check on them. Get them before dark. It's just now 3 o'clock. These long days, we still got another 4+ hours of daylight. Brought my helper. Help me get this hay delivered down here.
Whoa!
You can get the wrap off there for me?
Yes!
And lower it down a little more.
You look.
Throw it up here on the back.
Yeah.
Boy, here, hold this. You gotta wad it up tight. There we go, that's a little better. All right, we gotta put the rings around them.
My daddy had video of me pushing.
All right, I'm gonna video you pushing the ring. Okay. All right, you push it. Push it. There you go. We're going uphill, so this is pretty tough work. But you doing it. Here, I'm gonna help you. Get you going. Good job, buddy.
Maybe stop.
Hold on, we're not close enough yet. We gotta go a little further. All right.
I can push it.
All right. It's pretty hard to do this part. There we go. See, I nearly missed. All right, we got to do the other one. Hey, but you grab that bucket right there, that empty tub, put it on the back of the truck. Okay, so basically we're just doing this for those heifers that'll be coming here in another 3 or 4 days. Which grass is coming on in here now that we've had any calves in here for the last 4 or 5 days, but that way they'll be content in here for about, probably won't even leave them in this pasture for 24 hours. Supposed to be coming on Thursday. On Friday, it's actually my day off this coming week. I'll have plenty of time to come down here, be sure everything's settled, move them on back to more grass, but start them out right here. But it's been a day. And we'll call it a good day. It was a little sad, a little unfortunate to officially find that calf, but in reality we knew that, I mean, wherever the calf was, he was no longer going to be alive. So to have the mystery solved was, well, a little bit of a relief, I guess. But yeah, had a stillborn calf this morning, so yeah, a little bit of a rough day in the calving world. But anyway, that's the way it goes. We've been fortunate, I guess. You hate to even say it, but I guess that's 3 calves we've lost this year. The one that was so sick that we think was probably hydrocephalic, a stillborn that we don't have any idea, and then obviously one was just an accident. But anyway, still got a few more to calve. Gonna check on them. Willis and I got to go to town, run a couple of errands, and yeah, we're running right on time, so we better get going.
Push it over me.
I'll push it over you, but we're gonna end the video. So what are you gonna say?
EB and God bless.
All right, we'll see y'all a little later on.